How's it going, guys? Today we're going over another leak code question. Today our question is from Microsoft and it's called Ransom Note.
Okay, like, how is you feeling, bro? Feeling like the four, I feel fantastic. Which one would you be, though? Mr. Fantastic, cause I'm money like a less. February, church, I call you smoke oregano. I'm smoking on Nick Cat. I'm a leaver, you know, when I'm with my dick.
Okay, guys, so today our question's from Microsoft. It's called Ransom Note, and our problem description says, given an arbitrary ransom note string and another string containing letters from all the magazines, write a function that will return if the ransom note can be constructed from the magazines, otherwise it will return false. It tells us that each letter in the magazine can only be used once in your ransom note. Note, you may assume that both strings contain only lowercase letters, so that's helpful. And just as a quick example here, so if we were asked, can we construct the ransom note A with only the letter B, we would return false, right? Because we can't actually create the letter A from the letter B. If we were asked, can we construct the ransom note AA with the string or the letters available to us AB, we would also return false because we only have one A available, right? So we can't actually create two A's out of one A because we can't reuse characters. And then finally, if we were asked to construct the ransom note again AA, and we had the letters AAB available to us, we would return true because we actually have two A's and the ransom note also has two A's. Awesome. So you guys probably have an idea of how we could actually solve this just by going over those examples, but essentially all we really have to do is count the characters that we have available to us in the magazine, right? So keep track of all the different C's and B's and A's and G's that we have available to us from the magazine. And then all we have to do is actually, count how many we have, and then we can go through the ransom note and just say, okay, it wants an A. Do we have an A available? Oh yeah, we do. Okay, awesome. So let's simulate taking that A so we can decrement the count of A's that we have left. And then the same thing here, right? We would get to the second A and we'd say, okay, we still have an A left, let's take that A. And then if we get to the end of the ransom note and we've never run into a case where, one, maybe we don't have that letter, that's a problem, right? So that would make us return false. Or two, if we don't have enough of that letter, right? Maybe we've already taken three A's and we need a fourth, well, we can't actually make the ransom note, so, we have to return false. So those are really the two things we have to deal with. Either when we're going through the ransom note, we either don't have that letter or we don't have enough of that letter, so we have to return false. So let's first just make that hash map. And again, we're just going to count the number of occurrences of each character that we see in the magazine. So let's first make that hash map. So we're going to say hash map. This is going to be a character mapping to an integer. So again, the letter A maps to 5, or the letter C maps to 2, meaning C has occurred 2 times in the magazine, right? So we're going to call this counts. And this will just be a new hash map. And now we actually need to populate that hash map, right? So we're going to go through our entire magazine, counting the occurrences of each character. So we're going to say for character C in magazine dot toChar array. And now we're just going to we're always going to put C into our map. We're going to either increment the count that we have associated with the current character C, or we're going to put it in the hash map because it's the first time we're seeing it with a count of 1. So a really easy way to say that is we could just say counts.put C with counts.get or default C, 0 plus 1. So what this is going to do is it's going to say put C with a count of whatever C's count is if we have C already, plus 1. Or if C doesn't actually exist, give us back 0 and we're going to add 1 to it. So this is either going to increment the count of the current character that we have in our map, or it's going to put that character C with the count of 1 in our map because it's the first time we're seeing it. Awesome. So now we actually have our hash map populated. So now all we have to do, like we said, is go through that ransom note and simulate, taking all those characters to build the ransom note one at a time. So to do that, we're just going to say for character C in ransom note dot toChar array. And now we just need to take care of those two cases, right? We said we run into a problem if the ransom note is asking for a letter E, let's say, and our counts hash map doesn't actually contain an E. One, that's a problem. The other problem is it's maybe asking for the letter A, and we have an A in our hash map in theory, right? A was put into our hash map. We don't actually have enough of them, right? Maybe we've already used up all our A's. So we could just simply say if counts does not contain key C, or counts.getC is less than or equal to 0, right? So again, if we've never had that character in our hash map, right, we never had it available to us in the magazine to begin with, or we've used too many of that character because our count has gone to 0 or lower, we have to return false because we can't actually create the ransom note because we don't have that character or we don't have enough of that character. And otherwise we can, right? We can get that current letter. So we're just going to account for taking that letter by saying counts.put C with counts.get C minus 1. So again, we're just going to add back to the mapping, right, or accounts. We're going to make sure that we're decrementing that letter count, right? So to account for the fact that we just used it. And so if we actually get through this entire loop, guys, and we've never returned false, that means that we can successfully make the ransom note. So at the end, we'll just return, not false, return true. Awesome. So now to talk about runtime, I think the runtime would be O of n plus m. So n is something like your magazine, right? You're going through your entire magazine, and then you're going through your entire ransom note. So n is the number of characters in magazine, and m is the number of characters in our ransom note. In terms of space complexity, I think it would be O of n, because we're actually putting every single character from our magazine into a hash map potentially. So again, runtime would be O of m plus n, and then space complexity would be O of n. So let's run this code and make sure that it works. Oh, counts. Sorry. Awesome, and it does. So guys, that's how to solve ransom note in Java. Again, it's a question that's being asked by Microsoft. If you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, do me a favor, leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more. And I'll see you guys next time.
I fuck a bitch in the dark. My diamond shine in the dark. You did that smell like a fart. I'm gonna go drill like a court. You police don't call you Paul. Lord, I bet you never get fucked my thought. Formerly rock on my block. Okay, post Malone with that pistol. I see you as the issue. I know that you hard as tissue. See you giggle like tickle. Your bitch sick and me like missile. He says on my